Friday is sponsored by Waris Food Stores.
نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا ومولانا محمد رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الحنين الكريم الرؤوف الرحيم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون صدق الله العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. My dear listeners, you are listening to the Iftar program on Revive 94.0 FM with your host Abu Adam Ahmad al-Shiraazi, and I welcome all the listeners listening to Revive FM and also to all the viewers who are watching this live broadcast on Facebook and YouTube around the world. I am your host Abu Adam Ahmad al-Shiraazi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's topic is the benefits of fasting. And I want to give you a healthy Ramadan guide. I have recited to you a verse from Surah Baqarah, Surah number 183 from the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, O believers, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for the people before you, so that you may become pious. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this opportunity to fast in this month of Ramadan. Now some of us, even when we are fasting, we do come up with some physical challenges. Although we embrace the spiritual aspects of Ramadan, the fasting can actually give us some physical challenges. So no matter how unique your level of fitness might be, Ramadan certainly presents its own unique set of challenges. So let's talk about the health benefits of fasting. There are so many benefits to fasting, and there is so much wisdom and beauty behind this holy month. What many people don't know, however, is that in the same way, it can be a spiritual rejuvenation. Fasting in this holy month of Ramadan has an amazing number of health benefits. In fact, you might even consider the month of Ramadan. Let's have a completely different take on this today. The month of Ramadan can be given to us as the original detox. And a lot of people talk about detox these days. So long before detoxing was a part of people's lives, Muslims were experiencing the benefits of Ramadan to help cleanse their mind, their body and their soul. So the benefits of, and let's talk about the benefits of intermittent fasting. Now, one of the things is that you are getting lots and lots of celebrities in this day and age who are doing intermittent fasting. People are catching on to intermittent fasting. There have been various people who are celebrities. People like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Hugh Jackman, all these Bollywood stars. They are doing different variations of fasting. And the most common practice is known as the 18-16 split. So eat during an 8-hour window. Does it sound familiar? Of course it does. Our fast is like that at this moment in time. So when done correctly, intermittent fasting can also help improve weight loss, muscle building, and can help improve mental focus and productivity. The health benefits just don't end there though. Studies have shown that intermittent fasting can help improve blood pressure, cholesterol, insulin levels, protect against the risk of heart diseases and diabetes too. So, what time better than now to take stock of what we are eating and drinking? So let's try to eliminate mindless eating and practice impulse control. So with the limited time we have to eat between fasts, it's a perfect time to consider the nutritional value of what we are eating, rather than just consuming anything and everything that comes our way. And then more often than not, we pay for it during the night by heartburn or by having food poisoning the next day. So remember, our bodies are actually biological machines. And just like any finely tuned machine, it needs clean fuel to perform at peak levels. Now, once we actually realize that food is in fact a fuel for our body, we become more mindful about what we're consuming. And Ramadan is in fact a beautiful time, a great time to practice impulse control, which can go a long way towards us helping achieve our health goals. Whether it's overcoming having chocolate during the day, having sweets during the day, having crisps during the day, or refraining from smoking, or refraining from any other addiction. Ramadan actually helps remind us that it's usually a case of mind over matter. And then we should appreciate our bodies as a blessing. Taking care of our bodies isn't just an act of self-love and personal empowerment, it's an act of devotion as well. Holy Prophet ﷺ a hadith narrated that your body has a right over you. And Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, we have been blessed with these incredible bodies, and it's our responsibility to take care of them. So what better time than now, the month of Ramadan, to express gratitude for our bodies. We eat so much that our bodies go out of order, out of shape, and due to that excessive eating, that binge eating, those foods that we really shouldn't eat so much of, they start to give us health problems. But the month of Ramadan, it helps us detox. It helps us cleanse our bodies. So obviously, what do we eat in Ramadan? What should we do? There are definitely some general principles to keep in mind when we are considering our meals and our snacks in Ramadan. Now, one common mistake that people make in an effort, or that most common people make in Ramadan, is not eating enough in order to try to lose weight. Let me tell you, my viewers and my listeners, that this is extremely unhealthy, and you know that. You should definitely want to make sure that you are getting enough calories and nutrients to sustain you for the next day's fast. And there are very good and effective ways of losing weight, as inshallah I will tell you. So let's take some things to keep in mind. One of the greatest blessings given to humans from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ni'mah of water. Water is one of the greatest blessings for a human. We should try to drink at least 2 glasses of water at iftar and 2 glasses of water at suhoor. And if you can, you should try to drink even more than that between breaking your fast and then closing your fast again during the night. Unfortunately, we are in this pandemic crisis, but it's good practice for those males who go to mosque to take a bottle of water with them and have a sip in between the taraweehs, even for the females at home. Even now that we are praying at home, in between, when we have the 4 taraweeh, we have the little break, we can have a sip of water, a drink of water. It's good for us. So it's a no-brainer really to take sips of water to keep us hydrated. And then choose foods with high water content. Now think of vegetables such as tomatoes, cucumbers, watermelons, melons and berries. These have very high water content. And then in this month of Ramadan, some of us are addicted on tea and coffee. Let's cut back on those, because those can actually have a dehydrating effect on your body. And if we can avoid these altogether, that's even better. But I know that's not possible with some people, so try to cut back on those. Whole foods that are close to their natural form as possible. And I'm going to give you some easy ways that you can substitute whole foods into your Ramadan diet. So how about we eat fresh fruits and vegetables instead of fresh juices or sports drinks or carbonated drinks. Let's have grilled chicken instead of chicken nuggets. Let's have a smoothie, a green smoothie, instead of an iced cappuccino. Let's have nuts and dried fruit instead of granola bars. Let's have oatmeal topped with fruit and maple syrup instead of sugary breakfast cereals. So, it's a simple rule to keep in mind to try to eat fewer convenience and processed foods, since they are often loaded with unhealthy fats. They're actually loaded with unhealthy fats, sugars, salts and additives, and these are all harmful to our body. One of my favorite sayings is from Michael Pollan. He says food rules. It talks about food rules. He says if it's a plant, eat it. If it's made in a plant, avoid it. Don't eat it. The next thing is we should have an element of protein in our food. Now, whilst most of us have no problem in binging in protein at iftar time, we have lots of meat going on, we have samosas going on full of mincemeat, and we have spring rolls, we have pastries, and then we have lots of meat going on the table. This is good to have that iftar. That's fine. But obviously a limited amount. But it's also important to have some protein at the suhoor time as well. Because not only does it keep the body healthy and strong, but protein at suhoor time will also keep us feeling full longer during the day when we are fasting, and provide energy that will be released during the day. Now, some amazing sources of protein that work very well at suhoor time are obviously eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, lean meats, and again poultry. Obviously you may have some leftovers. This is the month of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides so much for us. And I'm sure that we don't eat everything that we prepare for suhoor, for iftar, So in the morning, why don't you have some of those leftovers? Those proteins that were left over from iftar, have them in the morning for suhoor. Unhealthy fats, such as the ones found in processed food, sweets and desserts, they often make us feel bloated and give us heartburn, and they make us feel tired afterward. Whereas healthy fats will keep us feeling full much longer and have a whole lot of health benefits as well. Healthy fats can be found in olives, in olive oil, in nuts and nut butters, in avocados, in coconut oil, in chia and hemp seeds. These are healthy fats. The next thing I want to talk to you about after protein is fiber. Fiber will also help keep you regular, which can be challenging for some of us while we are fasting. And fiber also definitely keeps us more full during the fast. So, what kind of fibers am I talking about? Whole grains, brown rice, dried fruits are really good sources of fiber. But you can also get good fiber from fruits and vegetables, from chickpeas, from lentils, as well as oatmeal. And then we have what's known as the superfoods. The superfoods are rich in vitamins, minerals, and essential nutrients. They're good all year round, but even more valuable in Ramadan because we can't replenish during the day. So some of the superfoods that we should include in our Ramadan meals and snacks, they can be blueberries, they can be flax, chia seeds, leaf greens such as kale and spinach, they are superfoods. Broccoli, quinoa, salmon is a superfood. Cauliflower and beets these are superfoods. Now, I know it's common sense, but I want to talk to you about staying away from foods. So, which foods should we either minimize or even better still avoid? Stay away from processed foods, as well as foods that are deep fried or high in refined carbs, like white bread, huge in carbs, pastries and pastas. Have brown pasta, have brown rice, have 50-50 bread or have wholemeal bread. And then basically speciality of drinks in cafes. Unfortunately or fortunately, the cafes are closed at the moment because of this pandemic crisis. But I'm thinking about the iced cappuccino that we would have, or the frappuccinos that we have, or in Jaiwala you will have. They will contain way too much sugar, as well as a ton of other artificial ingredients, which our bodies could definitely do without. And then don't forget about non-caffeinated beverages. So try to reach for non-sugary options such as water, herbal teas, iced tea or even hot tea over soda, pop or fruit juices. But then also, it's very important. I know I've said that, and you might think I'm going to contradict myself in what I'm about to say to you next. But then one should break the rules every now and then. It's great to set lofty goals for ourselves during this blessed month of Ramadan. But don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. And if you don't win each and every night, no matter how good or how pure your intentions are, you might end up losing your temper from time to time. Or you might think, oh, I haven't finished this chapter of the Holy Quran. And you might think, well, I haven't finished the Holy Quran like I'd planned to. That's okay, because remember, at the end of the day, we are only human. We are only human. And the same way, don't stress that when you break out of some of these food rules that I've given to you now and then. Try to eat mostly healthy foods, but also plan to have some treats. You can call it, I don't know, you can call it the 80-20 rule. Call it that. There's no point on stressing out just because things aren't perfect, because they never will be. So just keep on doing your best and keep on enjoying the benefits and the delights and the rewards of the month of Ramadan. And we know, those of us who fast, that we get through the day. We get through the thirst and the hunger. And we know that when we are not fasting, that we cannot resist eating. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends His blessing upon us in the month of Ramadan. And He gives us the strength to get through the fast. So, Let's talk about suhoor. What should we actually do at the time of suhoor? One of the most common questions that is asked is that what can I eat at suhoor that will keep me feeling totally full all day long? Well, there's a simple answer to that. I'm afraid there's no actual food that you can eat at suhoor that's going to keep you full all day long. Because you remember that you are fasting between 16 and 17 hours. And the human body just doesn't adapt just like that. So, and remember, it's not all about avoiding discomfort. The struggle of not eating and drinking is also part of what Ramadan is all about. Think of all those people around the world who don't have food, who have to really struggle for their food. We who are here in the Western world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much, and sometimes we become ignorant. But those people who live in the poor countries of the third world, sometimes they might not even have anything to eat. Sometimes they may not even have fresh drinking water. Which leads me on to a point here. Our charity, Minhaj Welfare Foundation. Minhaj Welfare Foundation, through your donations, through your act of charity, through your zakat, fidrana, fidya, they provide to the poor in the third world. We are giving out Ramadan food packs. We are trying to feed families throughout Ramadan. We are building hand pumps and wells so that those people can get fresh water. So the tough times, sometimes you will go through a day and the fast doesn't say anything to you. Sometimes you will go through a day when the fast really troubles you. But these tough times are meant to teach us and strengthen us. Now, having said all of this, there are some simple rules that we can engage in. That sustaining meals will help keep our body feeling energized and feeling full for longer. In fact, I would say that what we eat at suhoor is actually probably just as important, or maybe even more so, than what we eat at iftar. So I would say to you, and I would recommend to you, and this is especially for the younger generation, maybe they like to have a sleep in and they might skip suhoor. I'm not a fan of skipping suhoor. So this year, let's take it up a little notch. From breakfast cereals, toast and eggs. It doesn't have to be complicated. Suhoor can be very easy as well. Just aim to get in as many good healthy nutrients and calories in that one meal as you can. Try to aim to get a good mix of proteins, complex carbohydrates and healthy fats. And try to also drink, if you can, 2 glasses of water at suhoor time. It's definitely beneficial, I can tell you that. So what you should do, or what one should do, is try to balance out the meal. Balance out the meal between iftar and suhoor. Now, let's move on to the next thing here. We're talking about healthy Ramadan. Like some people like to work out in Ramadan, especially those people who are young, fit and strong. And some people just like to exercise anyway, no matter what their age. So once basically we have a few days under our belt and we have adjusted to the fasting, I would recommend that you pick 3 times to work out. 1 of 3. So the first thing is right before opening the fast. This is probably for the super fit. Provided that you've been eating and drinking good quality foods and nutritious foods in the evening and have been drinking enough water, then you should have just enough left in your tank to maybe get you through a 30-minute workout. I would recommend that it's not a good time at that time to do an intense cardio workout. But the time before iftar is a great time for a fasted cardio. Now, a fasted cardio is basically cardio at a lower intensity, but for a longer period of time. It's a great feeling to get your sweat on. And then maybe during this time, those people have personal goals. So just do it just before the start of the iftar. Then another time is basically that you should, if you want to work out, have a light meal at iftar and then give yourself 20 to 30 minutes to digest this food. And at that time, this is a great time to read the Holy Quran or do zikr or azkar, and then have a slight workout after that. And then finally, a little while after, opening the iftar with a regular meal. Maybe, an hour later, just before Tarawih, you can do a 30-minute workout. And this ensures that you are getting in, obviously, your meals and you're getting your regular workout during the day. Now, the thing is that we should be careful. Each person is not the same. Each person is completely different. So you need to do what suits you. But then you should also build yourself up so that basically you have a healthy Ramadan. And at the same time, you are having a healthy body and enjoying the spiritual benefits of Ramadan. And then maybe, obviously, at the end of Ramadan, we have Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr is there. The Hunger Games are over. And we emerge stronger and wiser than ever. And then, on the day of Eid, you should go out and enjoy yourselves. But remember, it's about getting the balance right. Ramadan is the most blessed time of the year. And I pray that we are able to carry ourselves forward in this month of Ramadan. Hopefully in this month of Ramadan, you make the right decisions and are more mindful of what you eat and make healthier food choices and drink more water and work out regularly as well. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all our worship and all our du'as and our prayers and our fasts in this month of Ramadan. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take us away from this pandemic crisis, this coronavirus, this COVID-19, and help us to get back to our daily Muslim lives. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يرجع السلام. حينا ربنا بالسلام وأدخلنا الجنة دار السلام. تباركت ربنا وتعاليت وتعزمت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم اغفر أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم تجاوز عن أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم استطع أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم أسلم أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اصلح أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. بك نستعين يا مستعان يا رب يا رحمن. ليس لنا ملجا سواك يا الله وليس لنا مأوى سواك يا الله. اللهم إني لك صمت وبك أمنت وعليك توكلت وعلى رزقك أفطرت. وصلى الله تعالى على حبيبه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأهل بيته أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إني لك صمت وبك آمنت وعليك توكلت وعلى رزقك أفطرت. وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
Allah أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. الصلاة في بيوتكم. الصلاة في بيوتكم. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا
اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله في الأولين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه في الآخرين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا ومولانا محمد الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
This Iftari is sponsored by Waris Food Stores.